All right, so Kira's gone this weekend, so it's gonna be just me working on the house. She is going to be up in Idaho with some of her family, checking out the wedding venue. So I'll show you guys what I'm working on. We are gonna be removing the old siding from this wall. It's an interior wall for the half bath that we're gonna make. It'll be a laundry room, half bath. So I'll be removing all of the siding and building an interior wall so that we can run plumbing through it. And I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do with the concrete floor yet. There will probably be a combination of grinding it, and eventually we'll be lifting the subfloor in here. So hopefully I can get them both to the same height. All right, so originally I was going to take my saw and cut up this wall so that I could get the pieces out. But two things I noticed. One, with the guide on the saw, I'm not going to be able to get it as far over as I would like, so I can actually get all of the old siding out. And then I noticed by looking kind of back in there, it doesn't look like the rest of the siding goes very far. So I'm going to try to just pull the pieces off by hand and see if doing it that way, maybe I can get the whole piece out of there rather than having to fight a little piece over in the corner. So we'll see how that goes. So I got the siding off the wall, and then this wall is behind it, and this is like shingles. So I'm thinking this was just somebody's way of trying to waterproof this wall. I'm trying to decide if I should rip it off or leave it alone and build the wall in front of it. I have the feeling I'm gonna rip it off. All right, I'm gonna get a respirator on. Just never know what you're dealing with, and I'd rather be safe than sorry. Okay, so I got all of the insulation board off, and the wall in here is built like an old cabin, 2x4s stacked on top of each other flat, a lot the same way as the old shed in the yard. So originally I was just going to build a wall in front of this and then be able to put the plumbing in that, but I just feel like if you're gonna do something, do it right. And this wall is just, I don't know if you could see this on camera. It's just not good. So I'm thinking I'm gonna tear that out, build a new wall in there. It'll actually give us a little bit of space, not much, but a little bit. On the back side of that is this closet, and as you can see, there's been water damage on the inside, and that's because you can actually see daylight coming through the wall, through the siding and inside the house. So I'm thinking I'm just going to get rid of that sheetrock, get rid of all those boards, and build a real wall in there. Just do it the right way. So it's always deeper than I want things to be. I'm always ending up doing more than I want, but I just am not somebody that's good at just leaving things in a way that I don't think is the right way to do it. So that'll be my first project.
There we go.
All right, I got that wall removed. Took all the wood slats out, removed the drywall between the two walls, or between the two rooms, I should say. And man, this was just not built well. I'll show you guys a little bit. I don't know what all of this blocking and different things, I don't know what all this was in here for. This is really not doing anything. It's not sitting on anything. So, going to remove all of that, as well as I talked to the plumber, and this is just a vent line for the sewer system, and it is cast. So get rid of that and hopefully get to building a wall back in there again. Alright, I got the gas line disconnected, and now I'm working on undoing both of the water lines from the water heater. I had to go out to the street and turn the main water supply of the house off so that I could get these undone without water going everywhere. So I'll get these undone, and then I'm gonna go borrow a hand truck or dolly and get that moved out of here so we can rip all the sheetrock off of this wall. Okay, I didn't show a lot of that process. I should have filmed more of that, but it was mainly just undoing the gas lines, or undoing the gas line and then turning the water off at the street, and then undoing the 2 water lines, the incoming cold water supply and then the outgoing hot water supply. And now I will go get a way to move this behemoth out of this room. Okay, water heater is out. Now I can tear the sheetrock off of this wall and we can get all of this mess in the wall and not exposed the way it is now, because this all looks ridiculous. Well, it's about 10 o'clock and I'm going to be getting settled in for the night. Sleeping in the truck. So, I know a lot of people just say that landlords have it so easy and that, you know, they just make all this money on other people. But I think a lot of times they don't see the sacrifices that are made to get to the point that they are, and this is one of those sacrifices. So, guess I'll get comfortable and get back to it in the morning. Well, I made it through the night. It was not the best, but not the worst. So, I made it, and now to go find some coffee and get to work again. Okay, so I removed some of the floor over here for plumbing access, and now I'm going to remove the flooring in here for more plumbing access, and also so that we can eventually get jacks under there and lift the floor. Okay, so I'm going to try to tackle getting all of these lines out of our way. The one that goes here is for an outside spigot, so we'll move that. The plumber's gonna put that in the wall. Everything's gonna be hidden in the wall, not hanging out. Everything goes down through this bottom plate, which I found out is resting on nothing. So that will also have to be fixed. But for now, I'm going to get these cut and out of the way, and I will consult with the plumber to see what he thinks we should do next. I'm sure all of that's going to be in PEX eventually. But for now, my job is just to get them cut and get them out of there. Okay, I got all of those cut. So now, I did spray a little bit of water, but that was just water that was in the line. I already turned the water off out at the street. So now, I can try to pull these things out of here and get them out of my way. It's like, you know, I don't know if it's like first come, first serve or how it works, but. Okay, so we're gonna be removing the sheetrock from this wall. We're gonna frame a door in over here. We need to access the wall anyway so that we can get this gas line inside the wall, because right now it's hanging out into the garage, which is gonna be a bedroom eventually. So that's the plan, is to remove the sheetrock off of this wall.